the on-premises, then you can make it work without any change. Next is volume gateway. So block storage on-premises backed by cloud storage with local caching. So Amazon EBS snapshots and clones integrated with AWS backup. It's like a SAN-based, okay, like a cloud recovery platform, just like you have a SAN-based on your on-premise. Next is tape gateway. So it's like a drop-in replacement for a physical tape infrastructure backed by cloud storage with local caching. Easily switch tape backups to AWS. So earlier we used to have tape backups, like there was a tape drive on servers. You need to maintain all the backups in the tape drive and manage everything. So it's like an easy replacement to the tape backups to AWS. And these volume gateway and tape gateway are available as iSCSI devices. File gateway, you can use it as a shared drive. Okay, SMB and NFS. Storage gateway types. So these are the storage gateway types as we discussed in the previous slide, but this goes much deeper down the level. So one is file gateway, volume gateway, and tape gateway. So in volume gateway, we have stored volumes and cached volumes. And the storage gateway, file, volume, and types on tapes. So file gateway, it's NFS version 3 and 4.1 interface. On-premises file storage backed by Amazon S3 objects. Next is volume gateway. As I told you, it's a iSCSI block interface. On-premises block storage backed by S3 and EBS snapshot. Okay. Next is tape gateway. So that is also iSCSI virtual tape gateway library. So it's a virtual tape storage in Amazon S3 and Glacier with VTL management, virtual tape library management. Okay. These are some of the use cases of storage gateway. So number one is migration, backup and archive data to AWS. Next is modernization, ship on-premises network attached storage to cloud-based file shares. Continuous reinvention, access and share cloud data across edge locations. So these are some of the use cases which can use. So this is how the storage gateway works. This is my on-premise environment, okay, where I have application server, user workstation, and backup server. So these are the standard protocols, all right, and I have a storage gateway appliance over here, which is local cache for low latency access. Okay, so these are some of the deployment options. I'll just walk you through these options on the demo, like VMware, Hyper-V, KVM, Amazon EC2, hardware appliance. Okay, so this the connection is HTTPS optimized uploads. All right, and this is my AWS. Here starts the AWS infrastructure. Okay, so as you can see, we have storage gateway managed service, which connects to different services for storage and management and monitoring, like Amazon S3, EBS, and for management and monitoring, we have CloudWatch. Okay, so I'll walk you through to the hands-on demo now, where I will create a file gateway. Okay, so we are going to be creating this file gateway. I'll be sharing the drive and mounting it on my Windows laptop. Okay, so let's log into the AWS console first. All right, so here I'm logged into my AWS console. What I'm going to do is I'll navigate to storage gateway service. So here I'll walk you through this console over here. So basically it has a get started in minutes video over here. Benefits and features are listed over here. more resources on the right hand side, and getting started guide, pricing, and hardware appliance information. So I'll quickly click on create gateway. I'll give you some gateway name over here. So my first file gateway, okay, gateway. I'll name it something like this. You can change the time zone according to your location. I've selected a Mumbai region over here, so I'll be there. AP South 1, Mumbai. Okay, so I've selected this time zone. Next is I will be selecting the file gateway. So I walk you through across four different kind of gateways, right? One is file gateway, one is tape gateway, volume, and FSX gateway. So for this demo, I'm gonna use file gateway. Okay, I'll be selecting the host platform. So you can select host platform as per your requirement. EC2 is also available as an option. I'll be selecting VMware EXI. So you need to select this option. This comes by default, but if it's not selected, you can select that. In next step, we are going to download the OVF template. Okay, so it's going to download the image. I'll pause the video until it downloads the image. Alright, my image has been successfully downloaded. So what I'm going to do is I will quickly open VMware Workstation. Okay, I will be clicking on open. I'll be navigating to the downloads folder over here, and this is the image that I've downloaded. Click on that. It will ask you the name of the virtual machine. So I'm gonna give it a name, my first VM, something like this. Alright. Click on import. It will take some time to import this image. Yeah, I'll pause this video until this gets imported. Alright, the VM has been successfully created. What I'm going to do is I will click on settings. Settings for this VM, I'm going to add one hard drive. Okay. I will add a hard drive of probably 8 gigabytes. Okay. Click on finish. That's it. So that's done. Click on OK after this. Okay. Click on power on this virtual machine. So it's gonna power on this VM. Booting the kernel. Alright, so it will now ask you to log into this AWS appliance. So the username is admin. Okay. You need to click on this admin, and password is password. Alright, so we are successfully logged into this. Just keep a note of this IP address. It's gonna show you this IP, which is your Ethernet 0 IP address. Alright, you will require this while configuring in the AWS gateway. So I'll keep this window open for now. Okay, but you can perform various other actions like HTTP, SOCKS proxy configuration, network configuration, test security, test network connectivity, view system resource check, system time management, license information, and command prompt, and get activation key. We don't need to go into these options. We just need this IP address. So meanwhile, I'll just keep this window open. If you want to go back to your Windows machine, you need to click click Control and Alter. You'll get the mouse cursor back. Now going back to my AWS console, I've completed this. It's going to ask you for a confirmation that you have downloaded the web template and configured. Click on Next. Alright, my service endpoint is publicly accessible. If you want it like up to the VPC, you can click on VPC hosted. IP address. So this is the IP address of your client. So I'll just 192.168.116.129. 192.192 dot 168.116 168.116 dot 129. All right. Okay, we are good. Click on Next. As soon as you click enter this IP address and click on Next, it will start connecting to that appliance, AWS appliance. Okay, so now it has loaded the page. It's going to ask you to review your gateway and connection details. All looks good, so we're going to click on Next. So now what it's going to do is it's going to load the local disk. So before doing this step, I recommend you to click on Exit. Okay, so because I noticed that when you don't exit, it's giving some error. So better to exit. I'll pause the video until it loads the local disk. Alright, so here just loaded the disk over here. As you can see, we have configured 8 GB of capacity, and by default it shows the option of cache selected. So this is an ideal option we should use. It will also ask you for CloudWatch group if you want to monitor the health of your gateway, but for this demo purpose, I'm gonna deactivate the logging as well as the CloudWatch alarms. So we don't need any alarms to be set up. So that's okay. Tags we can skip for now. Next is verify VMware high availability configuration. So this step is required only if you have deployed storage gateway to a VMware high availability enabled cluster. We don't have any such cluster at the moment, so we are going to skip it. But I will definitely show this in upcoming demo videos. Click on configure. So it's going to load up page. Okay, maybe the disks are still not found. Let me try to refresh it again. All right, I'll click on configure now, and we are good. As you can see, the gateway is running now, but again, this is not enough. We don't have any shared resources. Okay, so you can see we have 0 file shares. So click on create file shares. Click on the gateway. This is the gateway we just created. It's going to ask you the bucket name over here. So I will demo 11 10 2022. I'll put some name over here, something like this. Okay, this is a file share name. That's okay. We are going to select the NFS file system over here, deactivate logging, and see, this is for automated cache refresh from S3. So we don't need a car, but if you can put it some minutes or some hours or days so that it automatically refresh the data from S3. Okay. File upload notification, so you can set the time of the notification that you want to receive. So it works with the CloudWatch, and you will get a notification. Okay. Click on next. Bucket does not exist, so it's gonna create a new bucket. All these options needs to be default. You don't need to change those. Click on next. These options also you can skip. See, these are the directory level permissions, so uh, these are the default permissions, but if you have any specific requirements, you can change this. Next, click on next, and it looks good. Click on create. Alright, so it's going to take a little bit of time to make it available. So wait until the status gets changed to available, right? So again, if you want to mount this drive, what you can do is there are specific commands over here. So as soon as you click on the file share, as soon as you click on the file share, you will see these options. These are the direct commands you will be seeing, which you can use to mount your drive. Okay, so I'll be running it as an administrator. See here, you need to change the drive letter. Okay, I'll put something like app drive. Okay, app drive is successfully connected to this. Okay, let me go to S3 now. I'll show you the bucket and show you that the bucket is currently empty. So consider this laptop as my on-premise infrastructure. Okay. So demo, we have a bucket called, let me search for demo over here. Refresh this. Right, so this is the S3 location. Let me open this up. Okay, looks like the bucket is not there. Let me create it for you. Right, so we have this bucket over here. Demo, this one. Okay. So yeah, now the bucket is accessible. What we're gonna try now is we are gonna put some data into the app drive. Right, so let's double click on this. So I'll create a new file over here. Okay, let me create a text document. Oh, maybe some IO device error is there. Let me see. let's try to troubleshoot what's wrong with the IO device. Both the devices are unavailable, showing it as unavailable. Alright, let me delete these file shares and recreate those again. Okay, let's create let me delete this bucket as well just to avoid the confusion. I'm just trying to show you how you can troubleshoot this in case you also face the same issue. Okay. All right. We already have a bucket 3105. Let's reuse it. Okay. So I'm just gonna delete the contents of this bucket. Right. Okay. Right. We'll create a file share for this storage gateway. This is my bucket and everything is perfectly fine. Deactivate logging. Click on next. Looks good. Next. Looking good. All right. Looks like I clicked on create button 2 times earlier. That's the reason it has created 2 file shares. So I believe now it should work. Let's give it a try. We'll be creating a new drive with a different file name. Okay. Still it says unavailable. Let me look at the gateway. It says running, but the share is not available. That's okay. Let's try to remount it again. Okay. I'll mount it as a E drive. No, not E drive, but C drive. Let's mount it as a G drive, right? All right. It has mounted successfully. The J drive is here. Right now I see it's in it as in exabytes. Let me open up that drive. Let me again look at this demo 3105 bucket. Test. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write some. This is hello world text from on-premise. I'm gonna save this and that's it. It's a 1 kilobyte of file. Now let's go back to S3 and we are gonna refresh this. Try to see if the file comes over here. All right, we have the file over here. That's great. It takes a little bit of time to sync the file, so I'm gonna wait for some time until it syncs up. Let's copy this file and create a copy, right? All right, the file contents are here, 40.0 bytes. Okay, gonna open it up and yeah. So it is showing access denied because we don't have permission to access this file. So we can click on open. So it says this is hello world text from on premises. So this is how you can, create a file gateway. Okay. So we have covered this first part, which is creating the file gateway. I have shown you how you can troubleshoot the file gateway, how you can create the file gateway, use AWS appliance, and